Good morning. There, can you hear me better now? Okay, good. I want to share something with you all that happened to me this morning. I did during our prayer earlier this morning, but I know all of you weren't here. I was sitting on the toilet, and my dog loves when I sit on the toilet because I'm still, and she comes up and she rests her head on me and she just presses into me and just groans with sheer delight of being next to me. And she did that this morning, and I looked at her and I thought, you are so lucky. All you have to do is just be, and you're loved. And then I stopped and I thought, how true that is. All we need to do is just be, and we are loved. So I wanted to start you all out with that thought this morning. I always like to look up the words that are key in my talk, and today that word is imagine. And Merriman says to think or create something out of your mind, to form a mental picture or image, to believe. It's from the Latin imaginare, which means image. On the spiritual level, imagination is a way for spirit to communicate with us. You are able to release your limiting thoughts and fulfill your divine potential. Jesus inferred this when he said, "You shall see things greater than these." Imagination is centered between the eyes in the chakras, the third eye, enabling one to see beyond common sight. And there are steps for developing imagination if you want to develop your imagination to really start working for you. The steps are cleansing. First, you clear your mind of negative thoughts and beliefs. And that doesn't always happen just like that. Sometimes it takes us a week or a month or even a year to clear all those negative thoughts out. Don't give up on yourself. Just keep working on it and cleanse them out. Consideration. Consider the image you want to present to the world. Do you want to present a loving, kind, generous person? Then practice being loving, kind, and generous. And pretty soon, as we all know, practice becomes habit. Discrimination. Sort out the ideas you want to accept and those that you don't accept. The ideas that you believe and from those that you don't. Observation. I think observation is a very important one. Watch for the good everywhere. I think we tend these days to watch for the negative more than the positive. So concentrate on watching for the good. And beholding. See the world in the light of God's truth. And finally, discernment. You will begin to perceive certain truths in a spiritual light. And vision. Being at one in spirit, so all is seen through your spiritual perspective. And it is through imagination that the formless takes form. God made us in His image from its imagination or thought. Just think, you are God's vision of a perfect person. Imagine that. Not body-wise. God isn't really that old man sitting on a cloud with that long flowing beard because he's really, really old. And he's sitting on the cloud going, oh, I think I'll pick on David today. Oh, maybe I'll help Carol Ann. No, God isn't like that at all. God made us in the image of spirit, which God is. Love, joy, kindness, peace, and the power to think, decide, and imagine for ourselves. Graven images are made by mental pictures. The thought of God as the old man on the cloud or a king in the kingdom of heaven makes just such an image, because you begin worshiping that image as opposed to that spirit. Thus the commandment, "Thou shalt have no graven images before me." Forget humanizing God. Let God be what God is, pure, unadulterated spirit. According to Charles Fillmore, Bartholomew, the disciple, represents imagination. Jesus saw him standing under a fig tree. Fillmore states that Jesus projected his image of Bartholomew because that was the perfect disciple he was looking for, and that's who appeared, thus showing the mind's ability to imagine. We tend to forget the very character of our souls was created by imagination. Imagine this, and think this as I say it. I am happy. My life is great. I love my life. I fear nothing, for I am in God's care. Makes you feel pretty upbeat, right? Now, imagine, and I'm pretty sure we've all had the experience of deciding, today I am so tired. I have a headache. I didn't sleep well. I think I'm coming down with something. Boy, I bet I'm getting sick. How's that day going to go? And let's look at today's mental and emotional climate. Trump's a fascist, all the police are crooked, all politicians are in the pocket of big money, we're going to lose Social Security, we're going to lose our health care, we're going to lose Medicare, everybody's going to take everything away, poor us. What are we sending out into the universe? Think for a moment. What is the universe hearing? Multiply those thoughts by the millions. And what is the universe picking up? Fillmore states that he believes we evolved from animals so we can relate to them and our animal emotions. And when we are fully redeemed, we uplift the animal within. There is a Native American proverb, and Indian grandfather was talking to his grandson, and he was explaining to his grandson that we all have two wolves who live inside of us. One wolf is nurturing, cares for the clan, makes sure everybody has enough to eat, just generally nurturing and caring for. The other wolf is very fierce, very ego-driven, all for himself, blah, 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 blah. And these two wolves are always fighting inside of you. And so the grandson said, "Which one wins, grandfather?" And grandfather replied, "The one you feed." Which one are you feeding? When I was lying in bed, actually, I have a confession. On Wednesday, I was lying in bed thinking about my talk, and I threw the whole talk away and started over again. So this is the new talk. But when I was lying in bed, what struck me is it's all faith. Everything is faith. Prayer is faith. Meditation is faith. Imagination is faith. When I imagine what I want, what I perceive will make my life better, I have the faith that God is somehow going to present me with the opportunity to obtain that. Faith. It's great. Hebrews 11:1 says, "Now faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen." We could say the same thing about imagining. The substance of things not yet seen. And fear and faith also have something in common. They both ask us to believe in something we cannot see. Which one are you feeding? It's like the opposite sides of the same coin. One thrives on the negative and one on the positive. So be careful and watch which one you feed. Do you know God is in charge and all will be well, or do you believe we're going to hell in a handbasket? Do you seek out the positive or only the negative? And how are you imagining your world? Eric Butterworth says, I love Eric Butterworth, when Betty was talking and said that she loved Eric, I went, oh good, another Eric fan. But he says, faith does not change reality, but our perception of reality. People who believed in the flat world did not change our round world. And from Ernest Holmes, do you have faith in God or the faith of God? And from Charles Fillmore, there is an invisible thought stuff on which the mind acts, making things through the law not yet fully understood by humans. Every thought moves upon this invisible substance in increasing or diminishing degrees. When we praise the richness and fullness of God, this thought stuff, which I always call God stuff, is tremendously increased in our mental atmosphere. It reflects into everything our minds and hands touch. So to accomplish something, put away all doubt. Have an unlimited confidence in yourself. And what you will accomplish, imagine that. Namaste. Thank you. We're going to go into meditation now. I'll probably need the light on, John. Okay, if you all want to just sit back, close your eyes. We have Anton is going to play during this meditation to give you a little sample of what you'll hear on Tuesday night. Okay, sit back, close your eyes, take a nice, deep, cleansing breath. Allow all the tension to just disappear from your body. Relaxing all your muscles. Relaxing all those cells in your body. Just being. Right here and right now, I call forth and activate the evolutionary impulse of my inner being. With absolute trust, I surrender to where the Spirit leads me and experience the peace that surpasseth all understanding. I turn within at this moment, feeling the joy of simply being alive. Joy that I can give thanks for something regardless of what it is. Thank you, Divine Presence. Thank you, Spirit. I turn within during this moment and I feel your presence. I recognize it everywhere. Everywhere I am, you are. I am becoming so unified with your presence that I hear you saying to me, I am closer than your breathing, nearer than your hands and feet. The very ground that you're standing on is holy. I feel it now. And into this zone of feeling I enter, knowing that a spiritual quickening is already taking place within me. So I now enter into a zone where I realize that all of my needs are met. I feel that right now, regardless of my circumstances, no one is preventing me from feeling that I already have all my needs met. This is what I am declaring. This is what I see. This is what I accept. And this is what I know. It's happening now. And into this sacred now I speak. I call forth wholeness and well-being in my life. My body temple reflects this fundamental harmony of the universe, the order, the strength, the beauty, the revitalizing power. Divine intelligence within my body temple can heal anything as I allow the condition for healing to manifest. So I say yes to every organ, action, and function of my body. I am made whole. Every cell now vibrates with a luminosity that comes from having an intimate, at one moment with pure spirit. Health is the order of my day. Wholeness reigns supreme. And now bring yourselves back. Open your eyes. And I believe it is time to get ready with our gifts. Wasn't that nice music?